Hey everyone, today we are going to go ahead and start building our island kitchen cabinets. And there's a couple things that you might want to do to make sure that you don't make the same mistake that I did. So with that, let's get into it. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Jared, and I spent 6 months of all my free time completely renovating my kitchen. And I recorded as much as I could so that way I could share it with everyone so they could learn a little bit of something from it. So with that, let's get into building the first island kitchen IKEA cabinet. This first cabinet is a section base cabinet that we're going to use for the island. It's a 24 by 24 by 30 inch cabinet. And of course, I've got my cat Lucky to help me with this one as well. As we go through this build, there's going to be a few things that I'm going to point out that are different than the typical IKEA section base cabinets that you would put just on a kitchen wall. So they're built just slightly different, but the instructions are very clear to help you out with that. So don't be too worried about it. And I'll point them out as we go, just to make things easier. We're going to start with the screws that have the locking nuts on them. It's pretty standard of almost all section base cabinets. Now we're going to put the dowels in the end and go ahead and slide that down onto the side piece. Make sure that the routed channels line up on both sides. Let's take that screwdriver and with about a 1/4 to 3/4 turn, you'll have that piece locked in. Now it's time to slide the back piece in, and that's where those routed channels really come into play. You just slide it in like that. Before you put the first nail in, you want to go ahead and pull that into the other corner just to make sure everything's square and aligned so you don't accidentally nail that back piece in with things being crooked and out of square. While I nail this together, if you are finding any of this helpful or entertaining or anything, hey, give me a thumbs up, maybe subscribe, that'd be great. So it just helps me out, so appreciate it. Now this is where the island cabinets start to differ from the regular base cabinets that you put on the wall. How you mount them is actually, you're going to mount them to this piece of wood, and then those pieces of wood mount to each other or to other things that you want to attach it to. So it just goes on the back here. They send it in a package, you mark it, and you cut it out, and then attach it to the back of the cabinet, very similar to how you would put the other mounting brackets on for a normal one. But in this case, it's just a little bit different, but it comes with instructions and it's pretty easy to understand. When attaching, you want to keep everything kind of loose until you get everything figured out exactly where it's going to fit best. So when you first screw it together, just keep all the screws loose and then tighten them down all at once you get it in the correct position. There's also this one locking screw that goes right in the center, in the back, on both sides, to make sure that that piece doesn't slide back and forth any. Okay, and I didn't point this out earlier, but here is where I screwed up. I put these on and I shouldn't have, so now I have to remove them. Basically, these cabinets are going to sit flush against each other, and if those are on there, it'll keep that from happening. It'll actually bump out the bottom of the cabinet, so that would be absolutely no good. So I have to remove these, and I go ahead and take this nails and I put them back in just to make sure that it's still held in real well. All right, so that's it. I hope you found this useful, and next time we're going to go ahead and build a Section IKEA base cabinet for an island, but this one is going to house a appliance in it, so that build is a little bit different than this build, so stick for the next one. So if you're building a base cabinet that you're going to put an appliance in, click this link right here and you can see how I built mine.